Hi to all my GMC fans. We're here in sunny Oceanside, California, and we're at the CalWEP meeting. I'll be interviewing some attendees here to get some feedback on the meeting. Now, CalWEP stands for California Water Efficiency Partnership, and water conservation is what CalWEP actually talks about. It's informative, motivating, and it gives you great feedback. So Matt, coming to meetings in the past at CalWEP, what are some of the things that you've already instrumented at your agency?
There's the California Water Efficiency Partnership, from my perspective, is really where it's at. We're looking at the opportunity to network with our colleagues, our cohort, look at studies, look at processes, get engaged, take that knowledge and that education and curate it back at our local water agencies so that we can put it to work for our consumers.
Great. And I'm sure we'll see you at more meetings. And what is another effective way that learning about social media, things that you can actually get out there that is not so drastic for your residents?
Oh, that's another great point. A lot of agencies look at web presence and social media presence, and they find that there's often a big gap. You'll hear folks say, well, we have an app for that, and the app has 60 users out of 300,000. There's a huge opportunity there to leverage social media presence and web presence to better inform our customers, better offer our programs, and also engage with them.
Great. Well, thank you for tuning in. I'm here with Clover. I just wanted to ask you, what's effective that you've got from this meeting today that you can take away back to your agency and implement?
I'm interested in the behavioral presentation that was given to see if we're addressing all three of those items in our customer outreach and in our social media. I'm always interested in what Sacramento Water Services is doing because they always have something out in the forefront innovative. I'm doing the instant rebate on another product, but maybe I need a conservation shopping room on my website where some of the other things that we're rebating can get an instant rebate.
That's effective. That way that your customers can actually be informed, they can also be motivated, and then you can even track some of those behavior things to really know effective that that's
I want to be like PBS. Do this now. Go ahead and do this now.
That's right.
As opposed to, you're going to get this money back later. Sometimes that's an impediment for a customer that really doesn't have the cash outlay right then.
True.
If they can get an instant rebate, then they also can be a participant in the conservation battle.
Yes. Well, thank you for coming today, and I guess I'll keep seeing you at more CalWEP meetings.
Of course. And thank you for having me today.
Thank you. We're here with Juan Zamora from Eastern Municipal Water District. Tell us, Juan, what brings you here today, and what are some of the great things you've gotten from these CalWEP meetings?
Well, it's great to have them locally, a lot closer to our main district office, and so these meetings really bring out a lot of information as to what's happening, what the new things are with water conservation in the state. So it is important for us to be here and be a part of this meeting. So.
Exactly. And one of the great things that's great about this meeting, because you represent a great community, I represent a great community, and for the Spanish-speaking community, how does this help for Spanish-speaking people from backgrounds of Hispanic and Spanish-speaking?
Well, I believe that within the Spanish-speaking community, we do have a responsibility, especially here in California, and very, strongly where I'm working at in the Inland Valley, there is a lot of Spanish-speaking people. So one of the things we could do basically is take these programs and do education for, in their language, in Spanish, and so they can be able to understand everything there is about the programs and how to get the best use out of them.
Right.
So,
well, I'm grateful to get some insight from you, Juan, and I think that coming to these CalWEP meetings, it's a great database for information for agencies and for residents down the road.
Yeah, most definitely. These meetings, of course, apply to everybody, but for those of us that have a lot of diversity in our districts, we can take what we hear here, here at these meetings, and then apply them, in a certain way that they're going to work for us in our local areas. So.
I agree. Well, thank you, Juan, for giving us some time, and we hope to see you at more CalWEP meetings.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So at the meeting today, there were some effective things. There was a professor, and the thing that I actually remember is information, motivation, and behavior. How can that be implemented back at your water district?
Well, I kind of learned we really do information well, but he pointed out you got to give people a reason rather than just stating what's happening. Mm-hmm. There's a water shortage, and so that motivation thing, I think we've been missing. And he pointed out during the drought they did a study where they looked at what agencies spread out to their customers, and it's so information oriented. But that's like he pointed out that's not enough for people to actually take action. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He gave the example of when he didn't really need the extra burger from In-N-Out that he got when he landed at the airport, but he did it anyway, even though it's not great for him or the planet. And so that kind of crystallized, yeah, I get it. Just telling people facts isn't enough. As drastic as climate change is, people might know the facts, but you need some reason and then tools or actions they can take that will show a benefit, and that's where the behavioral part came in. So the mailers that they showed had all the ingredients, and that was my big takeaway from this morning. Along with at these plenaries, there's always good information from other agencies and what they're doing. Oceanside here with their green team, integrating their recycling, water, energy. We just formed a utilities department, City of Napa, and we have recycling in there, and I'd love to do more things with them as a unit instead of us acting separately. So great takeaway so far.
Well, that's good to hear, and I'm grateful that you were able to give us this interview, and I look forward to seeing you at the next CalWEP meeting, right?
I'll probably be there.
Thank you. Okay. Hi, I'm here with Elena here from Upper District. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm really happy to be back down at one of the CalWEP meetings. We find them to be very useful.
And you've been coming to these meetings quite often, and what has the CalWEP meetings done for your agency?
Well, CalWEP has consistently been a resource for us, not only because they provide fantastic tools themselves through their media, through their website, and through discussions with some of the staff, but also it provides a networking with other agencies for what's going on at other agencies, and we're really able to learn from one another.
That is effective. And not only that, are you able to get, like, say for instance, credits when you come to certain events and meetings?
I've heard that people do that. I haven't personally needed any CEUs, but I'm really impressed that they offer CEUs for people that attend these meetings.
Now, what you've learned today or in the past, what are some of the things you'd like to take back to your particular district and implement?
Oh, it's phenomenal to learn some of the lessons learned from other entities about what's gone on with their programs, the good and as well as the challenging parts of things. So today, hearing about some of the research done with social media and about messaging has been a fantastic a little mindset for me about what am I looking at in terms of response rates and then reinforcing messaging and things like that. That's been phenomenal for me today.
That's good to hear. Well, thank you for coming and sharing some time with us here at gmcTV, and we hope to see you soon.
Thanks very much. Thanks.